First at 4, a Michigan-made vaccine for the coronavirus. Trials are underway. Dr. McGeorge talks about this important research. Also ahead, setting the date when automaker's CEO is confirming his company wants to get back to business soon. We'll take a look at where things stand. Paula.
There's a lot of uncertainty about commencement ceremonies, but only on Local 4. We have the game changer. Call your principal right now and have them tune in. The clock is ticking. Ben?
Paula, the sunshine trying to peek out today, but the cold is going to have no trouble showing up by the end of the week, and the snow is probably going to get in the door too. We'll look at it all right now, first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, the impact of the coronavirus keeps coming in waves. Legal battles, layoffs, and more people getting sick. State says more than 44,000 people have now been infected with the virus, and Michigan officials say the rate of growth continues to slow. A glitch prevented an update Monday, but the state has now counted more than 4,100 deaths. Michigan Medicine has announced layoffs and furloughs for about 1,400 employees and salary reductions for its executives. State Attorney General Dana Nessel confirms Governor Whitmer's executive orders are enforceable. She offers that legal opinion as Whitmer faces new court battles. Also, Detroit Mayor Mike Duggan announced the city council has passed a new budget that will solve a big deficit problem. We'll learn more about that tomorrow. Mayor did announce the city of Detroit is partnering with Honda to help residents without transportation get tested for COVID-19. 10 Honda Odysseys have been customized with safety upgrades. The airflow in these vehicles is altered, so there is no air exchange between the driver's compartment and the passengers.
A team of Honda engineers and fabricators at our Research and Development Center in Ohio quickly sprang into action. They quickly came up with a method to modify our Odyssey vehicle, and in less than 2 weeks, they completed the fleet that we have here today, a fleet of 10 Honda Odysseys. I want to thank them for their dedication to the task.
Detroit is the first city in America to receive and deploy these kinds of vehicles. Support is building today for Detroit's auto industry to get back to work on May 18th. Today, Fiat Chrysler CEO Mike Manley confirmed his company hopes to reopen on that date. The plan depends on the easing of government restrictions. Right now, Michigan's stay-at-home order runs through May 15th. The UAW appears to be on board even as it pushes for more testing and says it will keep talking with automakers about safety measures. Business editor Rod Maloney working this story this afternoon. He's going to have a look at what comes next when you join us tonight at 6. Meantime, Beaumont Wayne Hospital is open today after being closed for weeks. The hospital was treating only coronavirus patients before it closed. People have been worried about its future. Now, the hospital will be treating both COVID and non-COVID patients. Beaumont says it will reopen the hospital in phases, starting with the emergency room. Right now, the trauma center is not open. That will come later. The latest coronavirus vaccine to enter clinical trials will be made right here in Michigan. Pfizer announced the initial manufacturing will be conducted in Kalamazoo. Our Dr. Frank McGeorge joins us now with a closer look at this important research.
Pfizer says the first U.S. study participants have received the experimental vaccine. The pharmaceutical giant is partnering with the German biotechnology company BioNTech in the effort. The first study participants in Germany finished receiving the vaccine last week. Now, the companies are actually testing 4 vaccine candidates in a single trial, each with a different combination and target antigen. The initial testing will enroll up to 360 healthy volunteers age 18 to 55 and 65 to 85. The younger group will be immunized first. The older group will be immunized after the initial safety and effectiveness is evaluated in the younger group. Test sites in the U.S. include the NYU Grossman School of Medicine, the University of Maryland School of Medicine, the University of Rochester Medical Center, and Cincinnati Children's Hospital. Pfizer and BioNTech are both increasing their manufacturing capacity now to allow them to supply more vaccine if the testing proves successful. Now, the initial U.S. manufacturing will take place in Kalamazoo. The companies estimate they could produce millions of doses by the end of 2020, with the capacity to produce hundreds of millions of doses in 2021. Now, this is just one of several vaccines now in development. Worldwide, more than half a dozen vaccine programs have begun clinical trials, and more than 80 are in the preliminary phases. Back to you.
We are following some breaking news in Arizona, where President Trump has just landed. It is his first trip on Air Force One since the pandemic put a halt to his travel. President will be visiting a Honeywell plant that is making N95 masks for healthcare workers. Now, earlier reporters did ask the president if he would wear a mask during that visit. He said he might. We'll see what happens when he enters the plant. This is a live look inside that plant as they are waiting for the president. Workers have been waiting to see him now. You might be able to see they are all wearing masks. Vice President Pence apologized this weekend for not wearing a mask during a recent hospital visit. We're following this and we'll keep you updated throughout the afternoon. First at 4, we're tracking the coronavirus struggle around the world. The U.S. is not alone when it comes to tensions over how quickly to reopen. Police in Nigeria were making arrests and clearing crowds as they tried to enforce a curfew overnight. The country has slowly begun lifting restrictions on certain activities, but the curfew remains in place. That didn't stop people from gathering and then led to a tense situation. Nigeria has reported 93 deaths and 2,800 confirmed coronavirus cases, but many experts believe they are underreporting because of a lack of testing. Moving to India, where a huge new liquor tax did not stop crowds from forming. Take a look at that line. Many states raised taxes by as much as 70%, hoping to discourage people from lining up at liquor shops. Those shops just reopened after 6 weeks, and the government suspected people might be anxious to restock. People did line up in spite of those high taxes, in many cases violating social distancing rules. Students who can't go to school in France are being asked to use face masks. Local authorities provide the materials. Students are divided into teams to cut material and elastic, and then another team sews the materials together. Teams of adults package and masks, distribute them to the general public and the homeless. So far, the effort has produced more than 2,000 masks. Local school districts are really struggling with how to honor students who have worked so hard to graduate this year. Many are looking for virtual celebrations that can be both meaningful and technologically reliable. So today, our Paula Tutman has exclusive details about a national program that is definitely going to be a game changer. This is exciting, Paula.
Karen, this is so exciting. So it's important that students and parents be able to reach their principals the moment this story airs, because it is a national program, but because we were chosen to do the media launch, Michigan gets the jump. For the next few weeks, the Utica School District is getting its 2,200 graduating seniors ready for their big walk across the stage. Teachers and administrators personally delivering caps and gowns. But there's real uncertainty on what graduation day, the first week in June, might actually look like if it does have to be virtual.
It won't be the experience I was hoping for. I was hoping for a real graduation, but in the end, I'll just be glad to finally celebrate.
School administrators are holding out hope that they could still possibly have an in-person graduation, but have been in contact with organizations seeking technical support and creative input to make a virtual graduation special.
Oh my God, I'm ready.
If we end up having what we call a virtual graduation, then the students will actually take a picture in their cap and gowns. It's kind of like a PowerPoint.
I would say everybody across the state, across the country, is still trying to figure it out to a degree.
Today, Microsoft, yep, the folks who build the technology that virtually runs the world, are stepping in with a program for 1,000 schools.
Thousands of kids out there who are being impacted, who deserve a graduation. So we came up with this white glove premium virtual graduation service.
Students will be offered workshops to build digital yearbooks. They'll have virtual classes on customizing their caps and gowns. There'll be digital invites, and Microsoft will be lending its platforms and expertise to literally walk schools through the process to virtually walk across the stage.
Our design agency has created some amazing, beautiful templates that the school can customize and have a live speaker, a live singer. There's interaction. We can have over 10,000 audience members. We want to make sure that your virtual graduation is as spectacular as it can be.
And it's free, 100% free.
I think this gives a lot of hope for a lot of kids that they can have maybe not exactly what it was, but having something of an experience that they can claim as their own for their senior year.
Okay, so this is 1,000 schools, first come, first serve across the country. Who's eligible? Middle schools and up, including trade schools, but only a verifiable principal can actually apply. We're going to put a link on our social media platforms. Again, because we are launching this, Michigan does get the jump, but do understand, Karen, this is national.
Wow, this is super cool. All right, thank you, Paula. We appreciate. Yeah, that is really cool. I can't imagine they created such a thing so quickly, but it's Microsoft, right? All right, thank you. Let's turn our attention to the first forecast. We're kind of stuck with that spring chill in the air. In fact, it was downright cold overnight. Let's bring in Ben to see how things are going to look tonight. Hey, Ben.
Karen, maybe Microsoft can keep the cold away in the end of the forecast, because I sure can. It looks like it's headed here no matter what, although the temperatures currently not terrible, but they are about 10 degrees below average for this time of year. We're looking at the 50s area-wide with some exceptions there. 45 in Sandusky and Port Huron. Actually, with the low 50s, this is about 15 degrees colder than what we would typically see for this time in May. Going into tonight, we'll be down to 43 by midnight. The real cold mornings are going to show up over the weekend. It still looks like we could challenge records, and oh yeah, we've got snow in the forecast. All that comes your way in just a few minutes, Karen.
Thank you, Ben. Still ahead, is working from home working for you? New survey reveals how many employees feel about that sudden transition. Also, erratic driver busted. Troopers are stunned by who is behind the wheel. Here's a hint. You can barely see over the dashboard, but he apparently has some big dreams. Up first, a shooting on a Detroit freeway. You'll hear from the driver who was targeted right after this commercial break. Stay with us.
Allergies, asthma, and the coronavirus. I'm Dr. Frank McGeorge. Tomorrow at 6 a.m., see why researchers say certain allergy sufferers may possibly face a lower risk of getting severely sick.